back from spring break. Welcome back. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And hopefully today wasn't as difficult as ours was, because we made it hard on these guys. We want to make sure that our guys understood that going away on spring break, it's an opportunity obviously to take a break and see your family and spend some quality time, with your loved ones, but at the same time to stay in great shape, because when you come back, it's full tilt, and that's what we had today. We went out for about 2 hours out there in shells, but it was live ball, but without any tackling. We weren't going to the grounds. And we did it all. We did third down, we did red zone, first and second down football. We'll save some short yardage stuff for Thursday, but overall, just a tremendous amount of energy. They came back ready to practice. Yesterday's workouts were good and meetings were good, and they went out there with a purpose today and really showed that that they're eager to get back after it, and understanding that we're going to make it more and more difficult so that we can test ourselves and get better.
What was your evaluation of the first 5, and then kind of how does that carry over into what you want to get accomplished this next batch of practices?
Well, the first part you want to see, what did your off-season program do? Can you bend better? Do you come out of your hips better? Can you accelerate better? Are you running better? Are you in better condition? Is there more strength and power at the point of attack? Are you able to separate, at certain positions, right? Whether it be a wide receiver trying to create some room in the passing game. Can you run down a guy as a corner? We saw that. We're very pleased with that. And so therefore, Coach Fell gave these guys a comprehensive plan for them to execute while they were on vacation. And it looks like the majority of them did it, and we let them know we're going to test them today. So now what we did today, we made it a point from a philosophical standpoint that this was not practice 1, this is practice 6. We're picking off exactly where we left off. And but that being said, we're not going to install anything new today. So from a physical standpoint, practice 6. From a mental standpoint, a lot of the release.
How important is it to have Juwan showing up, and how quickly do you think he's going to be on the field?
He'll be on the field on Thursday. He got in late last night. Mike got in this weekend. Cam got in this weekend. McElroy gets in later today, if I'm not mistaken. All those guys are enrolled in school, so it's a tremendous bonus for them, and for a couple reasons. Number one, and I'm sure Micah will tell you, if you allow him to speak to the media, but I'm sure he'll tell you that he just got here and he just jumped right out into practice. New formations, new terminology, new concepts, bigger, stronger guys to go against faster guys. But Micah really held his own today, and he made some really nice plays. He really did. So, but that being said, not only does he have the benefit of these practices, he also has the benefit of the meetings, the workouts, acclimation with school, getting all these credits underneath his belt. It's invaluable. And again, I'm new with the quarter system, so I still have a tough time adjusting to the fact that we already went through part of spring, but a guy could join you mid-spring. But these are really valuable moments for these guys.
What's the those 3 new receivers here for spring help that kind of group obviously would be the build?
Without a doubt, and it does 2 things. Number one, yes, they are really good players and they're playmakers and they get to learn the system. But I think like anything else in life, the moment you introduce competition and you introduce in the right kind of way, everybody gets better, right? There's a different kind of sense of urgency, and you saw that today. You saw Brian Addison go up and make a play. You saw Johnny Johnson continue to make plays, Jalen Red. It heightens a sense of urgency in that room, because now there are some numbers in there. Now there are some guys that are hungry and prepared and capable of getting some playing time. So overall, just a very positive feel. Really impressed with the older guys, our older guys, taking the younger guys under their wing and showing them the ropes today. Because you know how it goes out there. I mean, when the horns blow, the whistles are off, you better be running somewhere. And even if you're running in circles, you better be running, right? And those guys did a really good job helping these guys acclimate today.
How do you get Juwan up? I mean, that's obviously a guy who comes in with only 1 year. Now he's got 9 practices. What can you do through these 9 now that he's here to have him ready to go when you start fall?
Well, the good thing is he's played a lot of football, and there's a lot of overlap with the concepts that he's run over there as it relates to our concepts as well. He's very smart. I don't think it'll be a huge adjustment for him, although it will be an adjustment. Split rules and everything that go with that, terminology, the turbo game, the fastballs or whatnot. But he knows how to play, and he knows how to make plays, so I think it'll be a relatively smooth transition for him.
Any question at all that he's the number 1X in your mind?
Oh, he hasn't played a single down out there. I think you know that. We would never do that. To me, ordaining someone, a position before they've even had a single play out there, we would never, ever do, ever. Everything's going to be earned out there. There's going to be equal opportunity for all those guys to earn those positions, but out of respect for the game itself and our team, we would never do that.
How do you adjust with guys like when Pittman comes in and decide we're going to start him with the 3s, with the 2s? I mean, do you base some on what you know about the guy, or do you just kind of put him in with the freshmen who come in? And
that's a great question. Fortunately for us at receiver, there's room, and at the same time, academics are important for us too now. So we tell guys, well, since we're not playing games at this time of year, we're going to assess you on how you've done academically, how you're handling your business on and off the field, how you're practicing, how you did in the fourth quarter program. And if you're not, elevating the standard at your position, well, you're creating room for somebody else to get that opportunity. So it allows us to create the healthy and the right kind of competition. It allows us to promote everyone's best as part of their DNA, which is very important to us. So Micah today did take a lot of reps with the 2s. He did, and he did a really nice job. And I can't fail to mention Tyler Shuck is a guy that has really impressed throughout spring, and I think it's something that started catching on the last 4 or 5 weeks of the season last year. Even more so in the bowl, during the bowl season, the bowl, I should say, practice sessions. This guy really started coming on strong, and he has picked up right where he left off in a tremendous way. Really excited about his development. I mean, I could go on and on about some guys that are doing well. We did challenge the offense and defensive lines today. Made it clear or known. I was born to be an offensive line guy, so the demands on the guys in the trenches, both offensively and defensively, are going to be just that much more. It's just going to be that much more demanding, and we've got to do a better job getting our pads down, getting our hands inside, getting our second step in the ground, and knocking people backwards on both sides. We got to run the ball better. We got to stop the run better. Those are 2 keys to our success and our improvement.
What's kind of the expectations of Patrick and the opportunity he has at that tight end position group for him?
Well, he's a talented guy. There's no question about it, and expectations for him are just like anybody else, in the program. He's a talented player that's going to help us win ball games. He's going to contribute. First day for him, I think he was playing basketball and probably going to a winter formal a couple of weeks ago, and all of a sudden he's got to go out there and line up against an Austin Fowler. Hello, right? Welcome. So, but he did a good job just understanding where to go. He's very fundamentally sound, and he's a guy he's got a lot of power for a guy his size. He's only 220 now due to basketball. He should be in the 240 range pretty quickly.
Speaking of Austin, just an update on several injuries. Him, Baker. You still see Adam Stack is limited.
Adam Stack is limited. I think we'll have him kick some the last week. Cam Lewis is here. Also Emerson, is going to handle kicking duties as well. So I don't see Stack doing much up until that last week. Probably attempt some field goals that last week. Gary Baker, it's been a slow and steady progression. We think on Thursday we'll do some things with him and see how he responds. But his ankle's certainly taking a little bit longer to heal than we had expected. The guys that had those hamstring issues, they healed up pretty well. Brock Moyne's ahead of schedule.
Any chance he practices?
He will do something with us. He will not do any live action, but Brock's a guy that on those snow days, when the town shut down, the guy hiked over here at 5 in the morning so he could get extra treatment. He's guy's like a Navy SEAL. He's awesome. So, but he wants to practice. If he could, he'd put on a jersey with another nameplate and just go out there on his own and practice. We got to slow him down. So we're happy about that guy and the way he approaches everything. On top of that, if you could remind me, he's good to go. He had a red jersey on it to protect him. He took a pretty good shot in the shoulder right before we broke for spring break. And God, we had so many guys out there healthy. It's hard to remember, So it was good. It was a positive day.
We won't get to talk to you until Saturday. What are your expectations, or what do you want to get out of that scrimmage up in Hillsborough?
We want to continue to elevate the standard of everything we do. I hate to use a mundane and a cliche, for what the goal is, but we told the team for us to be better, our best players have to be our hardest workers, our best leaders. They've got to take notes better than everybody else. They've got to teach the young guys how to do it. It's got to be a player-led team. And we had guys like Ugo Amadi and Justin Hollins, Jalen Jokes just lead this team. Those are 3 great players that provided some unbelievable leadership. Well, those seats are empty now. Or actually, I should say they're filled by the next wave of guys. And I think when you've been here 2 years, you know already. You know what the DNA is. It should be part of you. And we want to continue to promote a player-led team. The locker rooms that I've been in as a football player, the best teams, hands down, no questions asked, were the ones that always found a way to lead from within. And we're starting to see a little bit more and more. There's a ton of juice out there in practice. I mean, a ton of competition, the right kind of competition. And so execution, the elimination of mental mistakes, the amount of effort we play with, being a full speed execution type football team, the elimination of penalties, we need to knock that down even more. And then flat out just making explosive plays,
How much do you anticipate going 11 on 11? Is it going to be most of the practice, or?
I'd say probably looking at half, probably at half. I think it's important to continue the fundamental work that we're doing. It really is. And then, I think the guys or the fans will like that a little bit too. Maybe we'll line up some of those. You like those, right?
Yeah.
Everybody wants the kickers to do that. I'm not about that. I don't know why. Why does everybody want to see the kickers? So, but we'll do a lot. We'll do some 7-on-7. We're doing more team pass now than we have, just so the quarterbacks get used to sliding in and out of the pocket and showing a little bit more of escapability in there, throwing in a scramble drill in there as well. Just all the little things that can help us win football.
Will Tyler and Cale go live at any point in the spring?
Live? I don't think we have the luxury where we can risk that and lose one of those guys. Don't feel comfortable.
Team broke for spring break, but you and your staff didn't. Went down to Tuscaloosa, Athens. But what do you guys get out of those trips?
Well, I think it's important always to see how teams that are playing for the big trophy, what they look like, how they're doing things, what the demands are, what the regimen is, the structure, the standards, all things that go with that. I mean, we're junkies. We're betterment junkies. We're football and program junkies, and I think that I just don't feel comfortable ever telling a player, hey, go get better, go lift, go run and get better, and coaches just kind of sit around and expect them, just to have a better season because they're getting better. Coaches have to get better as well. So I think those are great opportunities where we got to not only watch some things, kind of see where we're at as well, see how far our program has progressed over the past year or so. And but you always pick up some stuff, and they pick up some stuff off of you as well, And we had some other visits with some NFL teams and had some people come in as well. And over the next, over the next 21 days, it's going to be the same. We're going to have more people come in from different programs where there's no overlap in terms of who we play, and just continue the process of improvement. I mean, our guys are scheduled to go to so many OTAs once they start as well for the same purpose: learning, growing, continuing to push the program.
Talk a bit about Coach Feld and what he's meant since he came in last year.
Well, it all starts there. It always, your team's discipline, your team's toughness, your team's development will always start and end with the weight room, and it requires someone that not only is knowledgeable, but someone that can motivate, someone that can push, someone that can make adjustments, someone that can relate, and he encompasses all those things. Him and his entire staff, between, Coach Shaw, Coach Kagi, Coach Eaton, Coach Davis, he's got a bunch of interns. I mean, he's got like an army in there. Have you seen those guys? I mean, come out, looks like an American Ninja Warrior going on. They're all over the place, but those guys, they take so much pride in what they're doing. They're always on the hunt, trying to learn more and more things to help our team get better in every way possible. As you probably saw the introduction of the recovery circuit, and not your normal recovery circuit stuff, a couple different, tweaks and whatnot. That they're to me, that's always going to be your most important hire, because of the amount of time that they spend with your football team. Because I get it, there are plays that you have to run, there's a scheme thing, but it's still going to be more about how you run the plays as opposed to the play itself. And the weight room teaches you how to do things the right way. Does that make sense? Yeah. I'm a big, I I started off as a strength and conditioning coach back in 19, gosh, is it 19 or is it 2000? It
was 19.
19, right? Now, I had a knee injury my last game in college, so I spent a year in the strength and conditioning department to get really to pay for my ability to rehab, but it really gave me a whole new level of respect for strength and conditioning and what it means. So, yeah, we really value those guys, and we'll continue to invest in that program.
Hockey got his 60th year. What does that mean both for him and for your scholarship numbers heading into the offseason?
Well, he got his 6th year. He's part of the team, and he's working like everybody else. That's pretty much it.
Thanks, everybody.
Okay, guys, thank you very much.